Wall Street Memes Casino
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.
Andrew McCart, IFLTV, a blast from the past, it seems. Mr. Curtis Woodhouse, you still look like you've got one, what did you say in there? You've got 1 good minute left in you when it comes to a fight.
No, I said I've got one hell of a minute in me. Oh, yes. After that, nothing left in the tank. But I can still go for a minute, don't you worry.
Like you said, it's a hell of a minute, and I don't want to see it, and especially against me anyway. But yeah, how are you, sir?
I'm very well, thank you. Yeah, very well. I had a brilliant week up here in Scotland. The weather's been kind to us. We've been very, very well looked after by Rita and Billy. So I had a fantastic week. And yeah, life's good.
Well, let's talk about, I've just done a little interview there with Adrian King, your heavyweight, and we spoke a little bit during the spar. We spoke on Wednesday, we spoke today as well, which is Friday. And I was impressed. For a fighter, for a young man at 19 years old, to only have 2 amateur fights, 3 professional fights, and put that work on somebody like Bakole, the future's bright. But as a coach and as somebody that's known Adrian for a little while now, I mean, I know it's probably a question I should be asking future way down the line, but how far can this kid go in your eyes?
Oh, I've said from the beginning, Adrian will be the heavyweight champion of the world one day. I've never been more certain about anything in my life. I mean, you've seen him spar today, and he's not sparring a dummy. He's sparring, arguably top 3 or 4 heavyweight in the world. And he's given Martin some fantastic work. They've had some really, really good rounds. And as the week's gone on, Adrian's got better and better and better. He's a very shy boy, and you can see confidence grow over the week. And every spar he's had, he's done well, but especially today, I thought he was exceptional. And it's hard in there. I'm giving him instructions to do. He came back after 1 round, and I said to him, listen, you got to push him back. And he looked at me and said, you try. He said, he's strong. I said, yeah, I know, but you got to, try and get back to ring centre, get that jab going. Don't let him walk in. When he walks in, bam, 1-2 down the pipe. And yeah, to see him try it was brilliant. And I thought he gave Martin some really, really, really valuable work. And like I said, when you say how far Adrian can go, I'll be shocked if he isn't the heavyweight champion of the world one day.
When you look at the landscape of the heavyweight division, Curtis, like I said to Adrian, I mentioned it to you before I pushed record here, is the top heavyweights are in the late 30s, mid-30s, late 30s, going into the 40s. So when Adrian does come into his prime, which is normally around about the late 20s, early 30s for a heavyweight, we're talking still another 10 years before he's in his prime, before he's a fully grown man as a heavyweight. So when you look at the landscape, do you think it's going to be easy for him to become world champion when you look at the guys that are coming through?
Well, you don't know who's coming through, do you? There's probably some crazy guys over in Mexico right now training away or whatever it is. But, just concentrate on him and concentrate on his development. Like I say, you mentioned all the names you've named then. None of them are anywhere near as good as Adrian was at 19. None of them. Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, none of them are anywhere near as good as him at 19. So if he keeps developing, which he will, he's a very, very easy person to train because he just does whatever you ask him to do. Very, very dedicated, never misses training. I think by the time he's 25, he'll be heavyweight champion of the world and probably still have a lot of development to go. Like I say, you name all them names, they weren't as good as him at 19. How many 19-year-old kids do you think could come and do what Adrian did? You've seen him spar on the Wednesday and the Friday. How many 19-year-old kids? You take Moses Atamo out the equation, who's a special talent. But I also think Moses is very already physically advanced and physically developed. I don't know how much scope he's got to improve. I'm not criticising him at all, but I think Moses now is as good as what he's going to be. He'll get better with experience, but I don't see him having the scope that Adrian's got to improve. So you take Moses out of the equation, how many of the 19-year-olds can come and do what Adrian's just done over this week? I'll answer that for you. None. Thank you. There isn't any. So this kid's a special talent. And the thing that excites me more than anything is he still doesn't really know what he's doing. We're still learning.
Really? It didn't look like that in there, to be fair.
Well, you understand what I mean, though? There's so many things where I look at him and think, we still haven't done that yet. We still haven't mastered that yet. So for example, he's never sparred a southpaw. So there's just things like that, loads of things that he hasn't done. So like I said, his scope to improve is off the scale. Like I said, this kid's a special talent. They don't come around very often, talents like Adrian.
And I'm glad that we've got him on IFL when people can sort of like know the face when he does get to that stage. But like you said there, he's shy. He's a shy boy. He's only 19 years old. Probably not used to even a little shitty camera like mine in his face with the lights. But somebody that does like the cameras in the face. Well, used to anyway. Somebody that can talk a little bit of shit is yourself. So it's going to be fun, because when I remember you as a fighter back in the day, press conferences and whatnot, and when he does get on that top table with an Eddie Hearn or Frank Warren, and there's going to be some shit talking. Is the old Curtis Woodhouse coming back?
Maybe, maybe. But Adrian's definitely not one of them. He won't be flipping tables or anything like that. That's not him, but that's probably why he needs someone like me. But yeah, I don't know. I'm okay chatting shit when they're 10-stone light welterweights, but these heavyweights are a bit bigger than me, so I might just know how to play my role. But no, I'm excited about his future. You know, he's got an incredible backstory. How he actually came into boxing is incredible, and I said to Adrian, with his story, once he becomes successful, we've already planned out his path. You know, I see this as a two-phased path for Adrian. Firstly of all, the job is to become the heavyweight champion of the world. Then once he's done that, with his story, is to tell his story, because it'll inspire so many other kids out there. You know, the kids had a difficult time, and you know, once he's heavyweight champion of the world, people will listen, and his story is incredible. I'm sure we're going to use the platform for lots of positive things. This kid's not only a special talent, but he's a special young man as well, and he's going to help a lot of people. So I'm just happy to help any way I can.
Definitely. Well, hopefully I can hear that story, maybe on IFL when it does come. Curtis, you, like I said, you're up here helping Martin Bakole prepare for his tough fight against Jared Anderson. You've got the privilege to train alongside him for this week with Adrian. You probably know Jared Anderson, you've probably seen him fight, you've definitely seen Martin Bakole fight, you've seen him spar up close and the way he works. What's happening in that fight, Curtis?
I think the thing with Jared Anderson is very unknown. He's never really been in anything close to deep waters that Martin's going to drag him into, so it'll be interesting to see how he handles it. If he is to beat Martin Bakole, he will have to be very, very, very good. And I don't think he's quite there yet. I think Martin will stop him. I looked at the bookies the other day. I couldn't believe Martin was 6-4 to win. I'll be beg, stealing and borrowing and get everything I can on Martin to win. I'd be surprised if Jared Anderson will be able to handle the heat that Martin's going to put on him. I'll be backing. I think Martin will stop him, probably mid rounds.
Well, I'm not a betting man, but if I was, I'd go on your advice there, Curtis. But like, it's an absolute pleasure to see you again, my man, and I'm glad you had a good stay up here in Scotland. And for people that don't know who Adrian King is, hopefully some people can sit up and take notice and pay attention to this young man, because he has some talent. And yeah, just one final word from yourself about Adrian.
No, just thanks for having us. Scotland's been brilliant. I love Scotland. I love being up here. I always feel like a part of my soul's here. My mum's half Scottish, so we've got my mum's maiden name was Armstrong, so we've got our own tartan.
Very strong clan.
Yeah, we've got our tartan up here and everything. So when I come up here, I always feel a part of me is at home. We've been very, very well looked after, and it's been a fantastic place, and we're hoping to be back.
Doesn't stop you supporting England, though, does it?
England and Rangers, that's me, mate.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Wall Street Memes Casino
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.